Hello. Today's Friday. It was CSA day, and that means that I went to my community supported agriculture that I had purchased and got a whole basket full of wonderful things. I'm learning a lot of stuff about this, and lately my husband and I are eating more green leaf things than we ever even thought possible, even me, and my palate is a lot more broad than his. However, last week being the first week of the CSA, I noticed that I had to unfortunately throw some stuff out because I just couldn't get to it fast enough to eat it. So this week I've decided to divide and conquer this because this lot was even larger than the last lot, but nothing that I am able to share at the moment with the rest of my family because unfortunately I never knew about things like Swiss chard and kale and gigantic leaf spinach and stuff like that. And so although we ate green things when my kids were small, it was nothing like broccoli rabe and gigantic collard greens. So, however, I'm learning that these things are fabulous, but I want to try to use up most of this lot this time. So, I've decided to turn these kales into kale chips. So I have about 8 things that look like this. And the instructions tell me to separate this leaf part from the stem part, wash it really good, and cut into like two, strips, and lay it out on a piece of parchment paper that's been put on a cookie sheet, which is what I have here. Olive oil and salt, and then bake for 10 to 15 minutes at 350. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to separate all of this and before we go on to the next step, and then I'll be right back as soon as I do that.
New email.
So basically, this is how the stripped stems look, and it's all in here. And basically what I did was I just took a very sharp steak knife and just went like this and took all the leaves off, and now I'm going to rinse them and get ready for the next step. Okay, I noticed that because my cookie sheets are so small, or these kale chips are just so big, pieces of kale, that I'm going to have to do this in a few batches. So I prepared another cookie sheet with some parchment paper on there. I have one already almost ready to go. I haven't oiled them or seasoned them yet. But anyway, I still have yet another batch, but I wanted to share this with you. In that yesterday when watching, or the day before actually when watching the Food Network, I don't have a salad spinner, but for this recipe of kale chips it says that you need to have very dry kale chips after you rinse them off in the water. You need to dry them off. So if you have a dish towel that is very dry and clean, of course, you put your wet leaves inside of this, and then, believe it or not, go like this. Whirl them really good. It just about dries them off. It's really cute. I couldn't believe it when I saw it either, but I thought, you know what, I better try that. I can try it. And here you go, dry kale. And tear them into bite-sized, what will be bite-sized pieces, basically. Tear them really good. Lay them out. Not too much overlapping. Lay them out like this. Anyway, by the time that you're done with that, should look like this. Okay, but we're going to go back to the first batch right here, and yet I have definitely a third, maybe even a fourth batch over there. Anyway, this is my first batch right here. Sea salt. These are new shakers that I got, and this is set on the finest setting. So it comes out more like table salt rather than great big old crystals, which is a good thing. Anyway, with clean hands, you want to use a really good olive oil, and it says to just drizzle. So basically, you're just gonna drizzle that olive oil back and forth, back and forth. You know, you're moving in this motion like that. Okay, awesome. And a few turns of sea salt. Remember to really be careful of the sea salt, because you don't want your stuff turning out like salt licks. Sea salt's very intense. Mix with the hands like this. Okay. Lay it out really good. I can smell that olive oil is so fabulous. I have more towels. A couple more shakes of salt if you feel that you don't have enough on, but remember, you can always add, you can't take it away. And then into the oven. It says 10 to 15 minutes, so I'm going to start with 12 and then see what that gets me. So we're going to go with 12 minutes. And we will check back in 12 minutes. Okay, so 10 minutes is all it actually needed, because it says to bake until a little bit golden brown but not burnt. So this is what it looks like. Isn't that cute? And the edges are a little bit, you know, not green. They're baked. And let's see. Really good. Really, really good, and really, really healthy for you. Because I've always been told, even as a little girl, if it's green, eat it. These are really good. This is really good. And you can hear the crunch. So, there you go. Enjoy your kale chips. And I'm going to cook the rest of them. And there you go. Till next time.